The 13 Seekers of Darkness, one half of a war that is going to end the Xehanort or Dark Seeker saga in Kingdom Hearts 3. Today's video is all about them. Who do I think is going to be the final 13 Seekers of Darkness in Kingdom Hearts 3, and who do I think are some of the prime candidates for the role of Seeker of Darkness? Let's get into it. This video is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series. I'm going with that thing again, where in the next episode it's probably going to be up either later this week or up next week. I'll be talking about the 7 Guardians of Light, as well as who their candidates for their roles might be, and who I believe the final 7 Guardians of Light will be. So with that being said, let's talk about the 13 Seekers of Darkness. We already have 6 shown and confirmed Seekers of Darkness: Master Xehanort, Young Xehanort, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, Xemnas, Xigbar and Saix. So there are 6 of the members we already know, and now let's talk about some of the candidates that might possibly be Seekers of Darkness, with evidence from the series as well as the words coming out of Nomura's mouth himself. The first candidate for the Seekers of Darkness I feel is one of the most obvious decisions and most obvious picks for anyone in the community for one of the Seekers of Darkness, and that is Terra-Xehanort, Apprentice Xehanort, Xehanort Terra, Terra-Xehanort, whatever you guys want to call him. I feel like Terra-Xehanort is one of the most obvious choices for a Seeker of Darkness, and the reason for that is Terra was turned into a vessel for Xehanort just for that purpose, to become a Seeker of Darkness, to use Terra as a body to sort of live on past the Keyblade War, and maybe even as a Seeker of Darkness. I think he is definitely thinking that far in advance. Plus, Terra-Xehanort is such an incredibly important character, and he is not just a focal point for the Seekers of Darkness, he is also a focal point for the Guardians of Light. He is a focal point because he is a vessel for the Seekers of Darkness, one of the most important vessels I feel. However, he can also play a role in the Guardians, as while he is Terra-Xehanort, he is still Terra. Terra is still in there. His heart is still clashing with Xehanort's within his own body. So I think that Terra may possibly take control over his body, maybe in the last fight, or maybe during the fight or something like that, but Terra-Xehanort is what I feel is the most obvious pick of anyone for one of the Seekers of Darkness. The next candidate is also a kind of obvious choice just due to the amount of hints that we've had since Birth by Sleep, and even in Birth by Sleep, that shows a strong likelihood of this character being a Darkness, and that is Vanitas. Vanitas is, I believe, another very obvious choice just due to the different hints we've gotten since Birth by Sleep. He has the trademark yellow or golden eyes that a Seeker of Darkness usually has. He was shown alongside Young Xehanort in La Cité des Cloches, or the City of Clocks, the Hunchback of Notre Dame world in Dream Drop Distance, and this was due to the fact that, with Nomura stating, he reacted to Ventus within Sora. That's how he is visible. So that still proves that Vanitas still exists. Due to the fact that Ventus is within Sora, he still exists. We thought he had disappeared for good once the Keyblade was shattered in 2. And this is also implied when Young Xehanort says, "Hypocrite, you're the one who has made your heart a prison, even if you are not the prisoner," implying Vanitas, or maybe even Ventus or Roxas, being the imprisoned ones within Sora's heart. And in the 2015 trailer, the E3 2015 trailer, there is a chess piece. If you guys remember back to 2015 with the Young Xehanort and Ericus, cutscene that we got in that trailer, you remember they were playing chess, and each single chess piece represented a different character. We got to see different ones. We got to see Sora, Riku, Kairi, Mickey, and on the dark side we got to see Xehanort, Saix, Ansem, and we also got to see a symbol that looked extremely similar to the Void Gear keychain, and the Void Gear is Vanitas' Keyblade. So if that doesn't, just that alone, say Vanitas is going to be a darkness, then, well, I don't really know what does. But that chess piece thing might possibly be like kind of iffy because there's a lot of symbols we really don't know. There's 2 guardian symbols, which we thought the guardian symbol would have been for Ansem, but there's 2 of them. I don't know. I guess that might mean maybe there's Ansem plus they're adding on the guardian as well as an extra additional chess piece. I am not sure. Although the question would be with Vanitas, like, how would they get him back? Would he time travel there? Would he, you know, get brought into the future or like the present time that they're at with Kingdom Hearts 3 due to young Xehanort, you know, bringing Vanitas over to that present point because Vanitas has the orange eyes, which means he has a piece of Xehanort's heart within him, which means he is like a version of Xehanort, which means he can be brought into the future due to the laws of time travel in Kingdom Hearts. But if they didn't do that, what would they do? Would they have to re-extract it from Ventus? Would they do that again though? Because if you're thinking about it, if they were to re-extract Vanitas from Ventus, would that not put Ventus in the exact same kind of comatose state that he was on Destiny Islands before Sora's newborn heart, you know, came along and healed his heart? I don't know, that's very weird, but that is why I think Vanitas is going to be a Seeker of Darkness. There's a lot of hints pointing towards it, and I think it would be fantastic as Vanitas is one of my favourite villains in the series, only just behind young Xehanort. So let's move on to the next Seeker of Darkness. Now the next Seeker of Darkness is one that has been theorised very recently as of the release of 2.8, and that is none other than the successor to the Master of Masters. It's Luxu, the 6th apprentice of the Master of Masters. Nomura has stated that within Kingdom Hearts 3, all character arcs will be resolved. Luxu would be a prime candidate for the Seeker of Darkness role. He is the first ever successor, like I said, to the Master of Masters and the no-name Keyblade. He was the first to be given that Keyblade, and the last time we saw Luxu was during the prologue of 0.2, where we saw a hooded figure who is presumably Luxu looking over some sort of Keyblade war with the no-name Keyblade in hand, as well as the box handy as well. Now, as of the recording of this video, we do not know what Keyblade War this is. This could be the Key Keyblade War, the original Keyblade War. This could be the Keyblade War that takes place in Birth by Sleep. It could be the Keyblade War that might possibly take place in Union Key. We do not know. We don't know what it is. I personally feel that it's the Birth by Sleep Keyblade War. I don't know, it feels like the Birth by Sleep Keyblade War. We saw, you know, Kingdom Hearts within that prologue cutscene, and it was the exact same as the Birth by Sleep one. But that raises the question, because that would mean, you know, why is there 2 no-name Keyblades? There shouldn't be 2 no-name Keyblades, you know? The one that Xehanort has was passed down to him, unless Luxu can break the laws of time and time travel into the future without any sort of restrictions at all, which is incredibly crazy to think he could be that powerful. And also there's a possibility that Luxu could reappear in Union Key. I think that is a very big possibility. He seemed to just kind of leave, and we haven't really heard from him ever since the end of Key, other than this one dialogueless cutscene at the start of 0.2. However, that is why I think Luxu might be a prime candidate. So long as he has some form of connection to Xehanort, I think he might be a prime candidate for the Seeker of Darkness role. Now, the next Seeker of Darkness I've got right here is an incredibly polarising one. A lot of people would like this, a lot of people would not. Personally, I'm on the side of the fence that I would like to see this, because it would be a very big plot twist going into Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that Xion could possibly be a Seeker of Darkness going into Kingdom Hearts 3. It has been made abundantly clear that Xion is going to play an important role within Kingdom Hearts 3. Due to just what's being said about, you know, everyone's character arcs being resolved, and due to the fact that she also appeared with her own dialogue at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, which was very, very odd. You know, we had Aqua speaking at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, we had Kairi speaking at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra. You would expect someone like Sora or Riku to speak at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, but Xion or Naminé would have even been a more fitting choice. But Xion is an incredibly interesting choice. I think there's some meaning to that. She keeps talking about, you know, Axel and Roxas in that Kingdom Hearts Orchestra dialogue, and, well, her character arc is far from resolved as of the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, because, you know, she's appeared multiple times since Days. She's appeared in Recoded, she's appeared in Dream Drop. She still exists within Sora's heart and dreams, let's make that clear. She is shown to encounter Riku, who dove into Sora's heart and encounters her along with Roxas and Vanitas, two other residents of Sora's heart, at the end of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. So she still does exist, although the thing about that is, we don't know if she's a somebody now, we don't know if she is grown a heart. She was said to be just a puppet, but we don't know if they can grow hearts, because there was evidence of that with Repliku in Chain of Memories. It seemed like he grew his own heart, so it could be possible that Xion can also create her own heart just like a nobody can, and it would be very interesting if she could. And it was thought within Days that Axel returned to Castle Oblivion and destroyed all data regarding the replica program. However, what's to say, let's just have a little what if here. What's to say that Xemnas didn't keep a backup data just in reserve in case something like this were to happen? What if Xehanort predicted this? If this is the case, he could create another replica. He could create Xion with two eyes instead of one to sort of signify number 2, because Xion is number 1 with an X put in it. So if you make number 2 and put an X in it, you get Xion. You know, it's a little bit elongated, but I think that would be very interesting. It would definitely play with our emotions. It would play with the characters' emotions. Just think of having Roxas see Xion again, and Axel or Lee having to see Xion again, and having to defeat her again. That would be heart-wrenching, guys. Don't even lie. You might not like Xion, but that would be heart-wrenching for both us, the players, and the characters. But that is why I think Xion would be an absolutely perfect fit, both plot-wise and just, you know, just emotion-wise, for Kingdom Hearts 3 as a Seeker of Darkness. The next Seeker of Darkness is a very, very tricky one, because if you remember way back to the 2015 trailer, the one I was talking about earlier on with Vanitas, we saw, you know, young Xehanort Erika's playing chess. You remember this, you remember there were symbols to represent each character. However, what you might not remember is the fact that we had different symbols that seemed very, very familiar. You know, you saw the lunar moon for Saïx, you saw the guardian for Ansem, you saw the crown for Sora. However, we also saw 2 die, which is very weird. It's very peculiar how they put 2 dices. And who do we know that is very, very associated with dices? It's Luxord. Luxord is a candidate for a Seeker of Darkness. Now you realise the gimmick of Luxord is that he is a gambler. He was called the Gambler of Fate within Organisation 13. So I think it would make a lot of sense for that little kind of double square. We don't actually know if it is 2 dice that are there, it's just 2 kind of cube things. However, I would bet my money on the fact that it could be Luxord, just due to the fact that, you know, dice, gambling is all, you know, related to Luxord. Plus, we've not seen his somebody yet, which is very, very odd as well. You know, we've not seen Marluxia, Larxene, or Demyx either. And one final thing that makes me think that Xemnas specifically might pick Luxord to be a Seeker of Darkness is that Luxord was one of the 3 final members to stand with Xemnas on Sora and Ko's assault on the castle that never was. Of course, we had Xigbar, we had Saïx, and we had Luxord. And it's funny because 2 of them are already Seekers of Darkness, so I think it'd be interesting to see Luxord, considering he wasn't the biggest, most popular character around. So it would be very nice to see him get some sort of spotlight with a Seeker of Darkness role within Kingdom Hearts 3. And the final Secret of Darkness I'm going to talk about is something that is extremely new and I haven't really seen anyone talk about. And now, while I will admit this is a little kind of baseless, there's not really much information to go off of here. I don't really think there's much I can say about this, but what I will say is I think that it would be extremely interesting if one of the Union leaders from Union Key became a Secret of Darkness, being Ephemera, Skald, Ventus, Blaine, or whoever is going to be revealed this month as the 5th Union leader that I will cover once they come out. I think it would be very interesting if the person who has the Book of Prophecies in their possession becomes a Secret of Darkness. And the reason why I think they could be a Secret of Darkness is I don't think that Skald, Ephemera, Blaine, Ventus and the Mystery 5th leader will all be good and allied with each other for the entirety of Union Key. I don't think that they will, be friends forever. It's not going to happen. Even the Foretellers, a pact of 5 different apprentices that seemingly grew up together under the rule of the Master of Masters, even they broke apart and almost killed each other. So I think that these guys might possibly do the same, and one of them might be led into darkness by Nightmare Chirithy. Nightmare Chirithy might start stirring some stuff between them, as we do know Nightmare Chirithy is still in existence within Union Key, so it's going to be interesting to see if Nightmare Chirithy can stir some stuff between them and create a new darkness. However, with all of this in mind, I believe the final 13 Secrets of Darkness are going to be Master Xehanort, Young Xehanort, Ansem Secret of Darkness, Xemnas, Xigbar, Cyax, Terra-Xehanort, Luxu, Xion, Luxord, Vanitas, one of the Union leaders from Union Key, and a mystery 13th vessel that I will be talking about at a later date. I'm going to be keeping that a mystery for now, and I am so sorry that I basically blueballed you out of the 13th vessel that I believe is going to be within Kingdom Hearts 3. However, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Who do you think will be the 13 Secrets of Darkness within Kingdom Hearts 3? And make sure to leave your predictions of who I think are going to be the 7 Guardians of Light down below. And make sure you keep an eye out for that video as it comes out very soon. Please share this amongst your friends, and if you could please hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification every single time I upload. That way you'll get every single piece of content to you as it goes up. I've been AzureAce, and thank you for coming to the video.
You have arrived. I'm here to tell you that if you don't subscribe to AzureAce for Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, and Pokemon TCG content, you will wander forever in the darkness of your heart.